ZenPulse, your gateway to knowledge and inspiration. Opening scene. Soothing background music, visuals of the cosmos, nature, and technology seamlessly blending. Narrator. Welcome to ZenPulse, where curiosity meets discovery and knowledge sparks inspiration. Introduction. Narrator. In the heart of Asia, a massive geopolitical crisis is brewing. A series of Chinese infrastructure projects could spark a conflict that threatens not only regional stability, but global peace as well. Welcome to this detailed investigation into how China's controversial dam-building initiatives along the mighty Brahmaputra River could ignite a war with India and Bangladesh. The stakes are high, and the consequences could reshape the entire South Asian region. Stay tuned as we dive into the complex world of water security, power struggles, and the potential for war. Segment 1. The Brahmaputra River, lifeblood of the region. Narrator. The Brahmaputra River, one of the world's major transboundary rivers, flows from Tibet in China through India and into Bangladesh. For millions of people across these nations, this river is more than just a body of water. It is the source of life. The river nourishes farmland, sustains industries, and provides water for drinking, bathing, and other essential needs. With its immense size and power, the Brahmaputra is the lifeblood for over 700 million people. Cut to aerial footage of the Brahmaputra River, winding through mountains and plains. Narrator. But this river is also a powerful tool in the hands of those who control it, and that includes China. Since the 1990s, China has been aggressively pursuing large-scale hydropower projects along its portion of the Brahmaputra. In recent years, these projects have accelerated, sparking concerns in neighboring India and Bangladesh. Segment 2. China's dams, a strategic tool or a threat? Narrator. China has already built a series of dams on rivers that flow into other countries. The most notable of these is the construction of the Shaowan Dam on the Lancang River, which affects countries downstream such as Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand. But the stakes are even higher with the Brahmaputra River. The Chinese government is now constructing the largest hydropower project on the river, the Zhangmu Dam. Cut to footage of the Zhangmu Dam with engineers and workers in action. Narrator. The Zhangmu Dam is strategically located in Tibet, and its primary purpose is to generate hydropower. However, the dam also has the potential to disrupt the flow of water to India and Bangladesh, both of which rely heavily on the Brahmaputra for agricultural and industrial purposes. Interview with an expert on Chinese infrastructure projects. Expert. China's increasing control over the river is not just an environmental issue, it's a political one. By manipulating the flow of the Brahmaputra, China could potentially use water as a weapon, controlling the very resource that sustains India and Bangladesh. Segment 3. India's concerns, water wars, and strategic rivalry. Narrator. For India, the concerns are particularly acute. The northeastern states of India, such as Assam, are heavily dependent on the Brahmaputra. The river provides irrigation to vast swaths of farmland, and its water is also critical for hydroelectric power generation. India's prime concern is that China could cut off or divert water, particularly during the dry season, which would lead to widespread water shortages. Cut to footage of farms and villages along the Brahmaputra in Assam. Narrator. If China were to significantly alter the flow of water, the consequences could be disastrous for India. Farmers would face droughts, crops would wither, and the entire region could descend into an agricultural crisis. But the threat extends beyond water shortages. The Brahmaputra also serves as an important transportation route for India's military. Control over the river is directly tied to India's national security. Interview with an Indian military analyst. Analyst. If China were to control the river, and by extension the water supply, it would have significant strategic implications for India. Our ability to defend the northeastern states, or to mobilize resources, could be severely hampered. Narrator. This growing tension has prompted India to take action. India has been developing its own dams along the Brahmaputra in Arunachal Pradesh, close to the Chinese border, to counterbalance China's influence. But this has only fueled the rivalry. Segment 4. Bangladesh, a vulnerable neighbor. Narrator. To the south of India lies Bangladesh, a country already facing severe environmental challenges due to flooding, rising sea levels, and population pressures. The Brahmaputra River, known as the Jamuna in Bangladesh, is essential for the nation's agriculture and water supply. Any disruption to the river's flow would have devastating consequences for Bangladesh's 160 million people. Segment 5. The global response, international diplomacy and tensions. Narrator. With China's growing control over the Brahmaputra, the international community is beginning to take notice. India and Bangladesh have both called on China to share data about its dam projects and to cooperate on water management. But China has refused, citing sovereignty over its own territory. Cut to footage of UN buildings and diplomats in action. Narrator. China's refusal to engage in multilateral discussions raises serious concerns about the future stability of the region. The potential for water wars, where control over critical water sources becomes the main point of conflict, could draw in international powers, further escalating tensions. Interview with an international relations expert. Expert. The stakes here are much higher than just regional relations. If China, India, and Bangladesh cannot come to a resolution, this could have global implications. Water security is one of the most urgent issues of the 21st century, and South Asia is at the heart of it. Segment 6. The road to conflict. Could war be on the horizon? Narrator. While all three countries have thus far managed to avoid direct conflict, the situation is becoming increasingly volatile. The strategic importance of the Brahmaputra cannot be overstated. And with growing populations, scarce water resources, and heightened nationalism, tensions are reaching a boiling point. Cut to aerial footage of military installations and troop movements along the India-China and India-Bangladesh borders. Narrator. India has already increased its military presence along the Brahmaputra in anticipation of potential threats. China, for its part, continues to expand its military footprint in Tibet, with the growing number of hydropower projects further complicating matters. Interview with a political analyst. Analyst. While a full-scale war is still unlikely, there is no doubt that these tensions could lead to localized skirmishes, diplomatic standoffs, or even indirect conflict. The threat of water shortages, flooding, or military conflict could trigger a wider war if not handled with extreme caution. Conclusion. The need for cooperation. Narrator. As the geopolitical tug-of-war over the Brahmaputra intensifies, one thing becomes clear: cooperation is the only path forward. Water, as a resource, cannot be controlled by one nation alone. For the sake of peace, stability, and the future of hundreds of millions of people, China, India, and Bangladesh must find common ground. Cut to footage of diplomats shaking hands, communities relying on the Brahmaputra,
Today,
and
we're
a
diving
hopeful
into a
sunset
critical
over the
issue
river.
that's making waves across
Narrator.
South Asia and beyond.
Only time will
The
tell if these
escalating
nations
tensions
can come
over the
together to
Brahmaputra
safeguard the
River.
future of
With
the
China's
Brahmaputra,
increasing control
or if
over
this vital river will
waterway,
become a flashpoint for
the international
war.
community is
One thing
sitting
is
up
certain:
and taking notice.
the world
India
will be
and Bangladesh
watching
have
closely.
been urging China to share data about
End
its
credits.
dam projects
Narrator.
and to cooperate
Thank
on
you
water
for watching.
management. But China has
Please share
flat
your
out
thoughts and
refused,
insights on
citing
this critical
sovereignty
issue in
over
the
its own
comments below.
territory. This
Stay
refusal to
informed,
engage in
stay
multilateral
engaged,
discussions
and we'll
is raising
continue to
some
bring you
serious
the stories
concerns
that
about
shape
the
our
future
world.
stability of the region.
The
Cut
screen
to footage
fades to
of UN
black,
buildings and
and the
diplomats
credits
in
roll.
action.